నెల్లూరు కస్తూర్బా కళాక్షేత్రంలో జాతీయ స్థాయి విద్యా సదస్సును కేంద్ర పాఠశాల విద్యాశాఖ కార్యదర్శి సంజయ్ కుమార్ ప్రారంభించారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా ఆయన వీఆర్సీ కళాశాలను సందర్శించారు. అనంతరం రీజనల్ విద్యా కేంద్రం కొరకు వీఆర్సీలో గుర్తించిన గదులను పరిశీలించారు. వసతుల వివరాలను జిల్లా కలెక్టర్ హరినారాయణ్ ఆయనకు వివరించారు. తదనంతరం స్థానిక దర్గామిట్టలోని జిల్లా పరిషత్ ఉన్నత పాఠశాలను సందర్శించారు. పాఠశాలలో ఐఎఫ్పీ డిజిటల్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ద్వారా తరగతి గదిలో జరుగుతున్న విద్యాబోధనను, విద్యార్థులతో కలిసి కూర్చొని విద్యాబోధన జరుగుతున్న తీరును పరిశీలించారు. ప్రభుత్వం ఇచ్చిన ట్యాబ్లు, పాఠ్యపుస్తకాలు, ప్లాంట్ ద్వారా పిల్లలకు అందిస్తున్న తాగునీరు, మధ్యాహ్న భోజన పథకాన్ని ప్రభుత్వ కార్యదర్శి తనిఖీ చేశారు. ఆయన వెంట విద్యాశాఖ ముఖ్య కార్యదర్శి ప్రవీణ్ ప్రకాష్, ఎన్సీఈఆర్డీ డైరెక్టర్ దినేష్ ప్రసాద్ సక్లాని, విద్యాశాఖ కమిషనర్ సురేష్ కుమార్, జాయింట్ కలెక్టర్ కూర్మనాథ్, మున్సిపల్ కమిషనర్ వికాస్ మర్మత్, సమగ్ర శిక్ష ఎస్పీడీ బి శ్రీనివాసరావు, మైసూరు ప్రాంతీయ విద్యా కేంద్రం ప్రిన్సిపాల్ శ్రీకాంత్, పలువురు విద్యాశాఖ ఉన్నతాధికారులు, డీఈఓ గంగాభవాని, సమగ్ర శిక్ష ఏపీసీ ఉషారాణి తదితరులు ఉన్నారు.
NCERT, Dr. Dinesh Saklani ji, Commissioner School Education Suresh Kumar ji, Sri Harinarayan, Kurmanath, ADM and Joint Collector, my colleague SPD here, Srinivas Rao, Vikas, Sanjana, were all on the stage with us. I can see Professor Ranjana, who's come all the way from NCERT Delhi. I'm happy to see you, Ranjana ji. The Principal Secretary also tells me that the 26 district education officers are here. Can you raise your hands, please? Joint directors are also here. Regional directors. Ladies and gentlemen, and my friends from India. At the outset, I must thank the Principal Secretary of Education for making a very comprehensive presentation as to what all is being done in the sector of school education in Andhra Pradesh. You know, on a personal note, I must say that I always love coming to Andhra Pradesh. I like the food, but more than that, I like the warmth of the people. I may not speak Telugu, but when I hear the girls sing Vande Mataram, we're all united in our minds and in our hearts. I also discovered yesterday, when I was talking to the Principal Secretary, that Sri Ramalu Potti is also from Nellore. The man who changed the map of India. He fasted for 56 days, gave up his life, but then that persuaded Government of India to set up the State Reorganization Committee. And language came back in the framing and map of these states. So Andhra was created for Telugu, Maharashtra was bifurcated between Gujarat, Maharashtra, changed the map. Language came back to us, and we all know that language is something which is very emotive. But the beauty of this country is that no matter how many different languages we speak, yet culturally we are united. So I, a guy who is from Patna, I feel at home when I go to Tirupati. I feel at home when I am in Rameshwaram. Or wherever as a matter of fact is. And that's the great uniting power of the Indian culture, that it keeps a diverse nation like India together. In school education, I must say that this is a very exciting time to work. Not only for us who are the government of India, but also for all the people who are in the state, because actual schooling management is being done by the state governments. We, the government of India, we oversee, we provide some kind of an overall guidance. We have a school, we have a centrally sponsored scheme, Samagra Shiksha, we have Pradhan Mantri Poshan Yojana, we have National New India Literacy Mission, which we call the Ullas. These are some of the schemes, but the most important thing which has happened is the National Education Policy of 2020. It is the DNA of the Indian society. How we are going to shape up, and as the Honorable Prime Minister says, that the next 25 years ahead of India are the most important, because by 2047, when we celebrate our 100th year of independence, we should do so as a developed nation, where every child is educated, where every child has a job, and where everyone lives comfortably. That is the dream of all of us. What are we doing under the National Education Policy? I think you showed me a lovely video on foundational literacy and numeracy as to what all Andhra Pradesh is doing for foundational studies. We must begin early. We must send our children to Anganwadi schools at the age of 3. And this has to be worked out. And many of us who will be part of the government, we also know that in the government, some of the most difficult things to do are when two departments come together. So there is Anganwadi centers which is being run by ICDS. There are the schools which are being run by Department of School Education. And our children have to do 3 years in the Anganwadi centers and then join class 1 at the age of 6 and then continue till class 12. Dr. Saklani, being the director of NCERT, they have developed the National Curriculum Framework for Foundational Studies. They have also developed the National Curriculum Framework for School Education. And NCERT is now in the business of making the syllabus for every class. Once the syllabus is made, then the textbooks will be constructed. And I use the word constructed. As of now, the NCERT books which you see in the market, they are all printed in the year 2006. National Education Policy also says that there should be no hardcore separation in many things which we do in school. So there should not be any hardcore separation in humanities, science, sports, art, and vocational education. If you ask me what are my concerns as the Secretary of Department of School Education, I would say I have many concerns, but let me share some of them. Out of every 100, I'm giving you all India figures, state figures may vary. Out of every 100 students who are joining in class 1, only 75 are going to class 10. And only 56 are going to class 12. I am losing 44 students in the journey from class 1 to 12. This is my major concern. The National Education Policy says that by 2030, the GER of secondary education should be 100. There should be no dropouts. Can any country has done it? I was looking at the figures. Japan has a figure of 97. So 100 is my target, but I think anything more than 90, if we can do by 2030, a little beyond that, I think will make us feel very proud as an Indian that we, being part of the school education, we have done a good job. But then how do you do it? Our schools have to become very attractive, and I'm happy to see Nadani. You are improving the infrastructure of the school. You know, how do you send a child to a school? You can push a child to a school, or the school can act as a magnet. It can pull the student towards itself. Both need to be done. In the first place, I might want to push the student, but the school must have enough to. Then we are making life comfortable for our students. I was happy and impressed to see the exhibition which you have put up just outside this hall, showcasing all the nice things and all the meaningful things being done by the government of Andhra Pradesh for its school children. You are giving them school dress, you are giving them shoes, you are giving them free books. I saw the principal secretary saying that no child should actually sit on the floor. You know, in India, even today, almost 40 children out of every 100 who are going to elementary schools are sitting on the floor. We must do something about it. And I always joke, you see, that we in India may have the luxury of many things. We do not have the luxury of time. What others may have done in 20 years, I need to do it in 5 years. And we have the capacity to do it. We have the motivation and we have the inspiration of the leadership which is asking us to do these things. The second thing which I want to tell you is that for me it's a challenge. How do I incorporate vocational education in our school system? We don't want to work with hands, or at least a lot of people don't want to work with hands. We need to start creating this coordination between the minds and the hands. Those of you who are experts, you will call it psychomotor skills. Hand and brain has to go together and we must work with hands. And NEP says that from class 6 onwards, our children should start getting practice with working with hands. Develop the kind of skills which I have. So no bifurcation, vocational education, and the other most important thing which I want to tell you is that how do you assess? You see, it's the question which are asked in the examination which makes us learn in the manner. So how we learn to a very large extent, it depends on the way we are assessed. And our assessment patterns must change. Our writing skills are going down. Wouldn't you agree? We are always having multiple choice questions. We are writing 50 words, 100 words. If you ask somebody to write an essay of 200 words, I find that our children find it at times very difficult. The second thing is the way we are going to incorporate technology in our curriculum. And technology has come and hit us in a big way. What started during the COVID time with our schools were shut has now become a necessity. And we have also become used to the idea of learning through a mobile phone, through a computer screen, and a lot of innovative work is going on. And I'm very happy to say that Andhra Pradesh is leading learning by technology, and congratulations to me and its entire team. How technology can be used. But then, nothing in life is free of effects. When you start using technology, it brings in different kind of problems. There are problems of how children are spending so much time on social media nowadays. There are also how much can you concentrate? That also is an issue. You know, why is, when you go to a class and you find, what is the length of a class? 40, 50 minutes? It comes from research that when you sit and when you concentrate, the average span of a human being is about 40 minutes. And that is the reason why the length of the class is about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. If you make it 2 hours, if I speak to you for 2 hours, you will sleep. Because that is not part of our attention span. But then technology is making this attention span even shorter. And I'm very worried about it. What do I do about it? So, but then all of us have to live with technology. All of us have to live with artificial intelligence. You know, I call myself a man of education. Whatever I am today is because of the kind of education I have had. And at every bend in my life, my teachers have come forward and they have counseled me, they have helped me. I am a creature also of all the efforts of my teachers. And all the teachers who are here, a big clap for all of them. I saw in the presentation that you are partnering with the Indian Institute of Management at Ahmedabad to raise the skills of the teachers. I think leadership is extremely important. Every headmaster is a leader. And I cannot manage schools sitting in Delhi or maybe Vijayawada or wherever I may be. Every school, every teacher, every headmaster has to become a leader, and he has to make sure that not a single child in his school drops out. How do I engage with the community is extremely important. If I am running a primary school or an elementary school in our panchayat, I should know all the families in that locality. I should know whose child is not coming to school and whose child is coming to school. If a child is not coming to school, can I go back to that family, knock the door and say, hey, your child has not been coming to school for the last 5 days. What is wrong with him? Is he unwell? You see, no one from outside is going to come and make us great. We have to work hard. And there is a great future looking ahead of India. We are a young nation. Our median age is 29. Chinese have already become 42. Americans are 38. It is said that out of every 100 jobs that will come out in the world, we Indians have the capacity to take 25%. But provided we educate our children and we give them the necessary skills. And I will take this platform to urge all our headmasters and all our teachers to become leaders in their own right and make the transformation which this country needs. The last point I want to tell you is the reason why I have come to Nellore. I am happy that I am here. There is a regional institute of education which has been sanctioned and for Nellore. I think a little time has elapsed in its operationalization. But I am here and I have just spoken to Dr. Saklani. I think we must do, Dr. Saklani must get his feet that by this July when the new session starts, we should be in a position to take admissions in that institution. And my compliments and my thanks to Government of Andhra Pradesh for facilitating. Last couple of sentences.
నమస్తే నెల్లూరు, నేను మీ హృతి శెట్టి. ఈ డిసెంబర్ 22 నేను నెల్లూరు వస్తున్నాను డ్రెస్ సర్కిల్ షాపింగ్ మాల్ 7th స్టోర్ లాంచ్ చేయడానికి. డ్రెస్ సర్కిల్ షాపింగ్ మాల్ మన ముందుకి తెస్తుంది అమేజింగ్ ఓపెనింగ్ ఆఫర్స్ ఇన్ సారీస్, రెడీమేడ్ వేర్ ఫర్ లేడీస్, కిడ్స్ వేర్ అండ్ మెన్స్ వేర్. మర్చిపోకండి, మీరు కూడా నాతో పాటు వచ్చేసేయండి, కలిసి షాపింగ్ చేసుకుందాం. డిసెంబర్ 22 నెల్లూరు. సీ యు దేర్.
డ్రెస్ సర్కిల్ షాపింగ్ మాల్ 7వ బ్రాంచ్ డిసెంబర్ 22వ తేదీ ఉదయం 11 గంటలకు గొప్ప ప్రారంభం కానుంది. 40,000 చదరపు అడుగుల మెగా ఫ్యామిలీ షాపింగ్ మాల్ డ్రెస్ సర్కిల్ షాపింగ్ మాల్, నర్తకి సెంటర్, నెల్లూరు.